Welcome to Overeducated and Underemployed. Y'all know who it is. This week we've got my dear friend Kelly Goddard, who is a singer-songwriter and also just like a really fun, hilarious person to talk to. She was in bands like the new 76ers. She was in a band called the new 76ers, and she's currently putting together a new record with them. They were on hiatus, and we get into that, but they're back in the studio. She also plays with Elizabeth Fravel, who was on last week, and a few months back as well. They play in a band called the Dolce Trio with Jillian Canning, who I hope to have on here soon. She also teaches at the Spirit of the Suwanee Kids Music Camp, or the Suwanee Spirit Kids Music Camp at Spirit of the Suwanee Music Park. And so we talk about her experiences there as well. I had a great time talking to her. We got off the rails a few times, so there are some edits here and there, but she also played us 3 songs. I'm super excited for y'all to hear them. Here's my talk with Kelly Goddard of the new 76ers and the Dolce Trio. Check it out. She opens with a song.
They're gutting the government. What you think about that? You know they don't care about a public safety net, just as long as their pockets are fat. And I don't think it's right that just because your skin is white, that you think it's okay to act like that. Well, we're down to the wire. What's it gonna be? Are we gonna stand up and fight for our democracy? Making calls and posters and taking it to the streets. Well, don't sit this one out, 'cause without a doubt it won't be done without you and me. Well, Doge came in and on a whim butchered the civil service. Americans who serve unseen and unheard, with families that don't deserve this. What can we do? I'm asking you, because I really don't know if we can get back on the right track. Tell me, do you think so? I'm not sure. 'Cause we're down to the wire. What's it gonna be? Are we gonna stand up and fight for this democracy? Making calls and posters and taking it to the streets. So don't sit this one out, 'cause without a doubt it won't be done without you and me. Yeah, don't sit this one out, 'cause without a doubt it won't be done without you and me.
Hey, Kelly.
Hi. How's it going?
It's going good. I'm here with Kelly Goddard. She's been in a lot of different bands over the years. A couple of ones that come to mind are the new 76ers. Her current band that I've seen quite a few times is the Dolce Trio, but she also does a lot of solo stuff too.
That's right.
Welcome to Overeducated and Underemployed, Kelly.
Thank you. I'm really glad to be here.
Do you want to talk about that song for a minute before we kind of dive into the rest of it?
Yeah, it's probably self-explanatory, but I'm a public servant. I've worked for the state for 22 years, or 21.8 years, something like that. So it was really bothersome to me whenever Elon Musk was over Doge and just was like coming in and just tearing things up, basically just butchering what I thought was the civil service. And I have friends who work for USDA that lost their jobs lots of people affected. So that's where that song came from.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's really interesting when they cut all of the stuff that actually works in government and keep the shit that doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before I get into kind of my typical starting point, I'm wondering how nervous you are sometimes as a state employee speaking out like that in your music. Does that ever make you nervous, or?
I mean, it didn't. It didn't used to. I don't think it should. I'm still going to do it.
Hell yeah, yeah.
It feels actually more important than ever to do it. I'm not in a union because whatever class I'm in as like a state employee, like we can't be in a union, but I support it. I support the hell out of it because workers don't get that much choice. And I don't know if anybody's looked at the state job employment like posting lately, but it's not like you're making billions of dollars.
Right.
We're talking like they still have salaries for $29,000 a year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That require degrees. And what are you going to do with that? That's poverty level.
It really is, and it would qualify for welfare. And I'm like, one of the first jobs that I didn't take but was offered was actually trying to root out welfare fraud, okay? But that job paid so little
Right.
that I would have qualified for welfare. And I'm sitting there thinking, am I going to investigate myself?
Or like your brother or sister.
And it was just not a job I was ever going to do. But
yeah.
I didn't even know what the job was when I went in for the interview. But I did help start a labor union in graduate school.
That's cool.
That is still running. So I also am a big
Right
union
on.
supporter. And we can get more into...
Yeah, we just kicked. I just
well,
jumped
I mean,
in there.
you
But
kicked
that
our ass
song.
with that song, so I had to just see what a couple of thoughts I had about it, especially someone that works for the government. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a scary time, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna back up all the way to the very beginning, and I'm gonna ask you the same question I ask everybody when I have them on here to begin with, and that's, what's the first song that you remember loving as a kid?
I've been working on the railroad
Okay.
all the live long day,
All right.
just to pass the time away. Actually,
It's funny. I've had a few people like give me that type of answer, and then they're like pop music answer. But some people like skip over that kind of song entirely, which is, to be honest, I think like the first time somebody told me their like nursery rhyme type favorite song, I was like, that's not really what I mean. And then I was like, actually, that's the perfect answer. But then like several other people have not even considered that, and I'm like,
yeah, maybe that's
did you
not
even like nursery rhymes?
They might not have had, but I have this vivid memory. My grandma, she was a singer, and this was the 80s, so we had the little portable tape machines that you could just re-record. You could get blank tapes and just record whatever you wanted. And she had a ton of them. And so there was one of me that I had for years. I have no idea where it is, but it was me at 4 singing that song. And it was like amazing.
It was on key and everything. Just
maybe.
You said it was amazing.
But it was cool to hear like my 4-year-old self. I think I was like probably 12 or 13.
When you
And
found
I
it.
listened back and I was like, ah, that was cute.
So then the follow-up, what's the first pop song? And by pop song, I just mean like commercially released song. Do you remember like really attaching to or being like inquisitive about?
Probably like the whole Thriller album
Yeah.
was like, I remember like being on the back porch of my house, like 9, 10 years old or something, and having that record on and making up dance moves and stuff with my friends. So yeah, I think that was it probably. One that I really loved. The whole record, all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. That record is great. I got to ask, some people won't listen to Michael Jackson anymore. Do you still listen to Michael?
I do.
Hell yeah, me too.
It's like music for me, I can't. it's less about the artist and more about the memory at that point for me.
Sure, yeah.
Those are such treasured memories. I'm like,
Well, I'm just like,
you mean I can't do this again? Sorry, I never did that.
I feel like when somebody contributes something to our culture that has such an impact and is so important and musically like great, like Thriller, right? And first of all, like, nothing's ever been proved about Michael Jackson anyway. But what I will say is that let's assume that all of our worst fears are true. Are we really going to let him also take the only good thing, like the good things that he contributed to society?
Yeah.
It's a weird thing for me to be
I
like,
know.
and then there's also like Ari Shaffir, who's not my favorite comic, but this joke I love. Because he's just every great artist, and we're talking like genius level, we're fucking crazy. Just like batshit insane. And I'm not even going to get into the bit, but it's funny because it's so true.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, Van Gogh cut off his ear and shit. I mean, it's like artistic genius has typically not come with the most stable personality.
Right. They usually have some sort of vice that is like, what the fuck, dude?
And I don't know. I think like it's weird. I think it's weird to want to go see someone live who's had a bunch of allegations or something like that. I think that's where I draw the line. But to stop like listening to their music or to burn their records or throw them, I feel like that's just wasteful.
And I guess it depends too on the artist and
Like,
what that artist meant to me. Meatloaf, I'm good. Like, it's okay.
So you're saying like the allegations can be really bad if the record was really good?
No, I'm saying if I didn't like the artist or have like memories that were attached to that music, then it wouldn't matter to me.
It's really easy for people like me to boycott the NFL because I don't care about football at all. Like,
same.
When did you realize that you just really loved music as a kid? Because I think that comes pretty early for most people. That
I was probably 3 or 4.
And
definitely. I loved the nursery rhymes. I read them to my kids when they were growing up. I love folk songs. We used to have a little, it was plastic record player. And
like the Fisher Price
thing?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And with 45s, the little ones. And we had a bunch of Disney records. And there's this one guy who was always like the male voice of the Disney record. But it'd be like all these great songs like Yankee Doodle Dandy and I've Been Working on the Railroad. What else? Yeah. So I think I listened to music a lot when I was younger.
When did you realize that you didn't want to just listen to it and you wanted to start making it? Was there like a moment?
Yeah. When I saw the Barbara Mandrell show when I was little, like I'm dating myself big time, but I was like,
your band name does that.
It was like the 3 sisters, and one was a guitar player and singer, and she had the best 80s flyback hair. And then her 2 sisters played like fiddle and something else, maybe saxophone. And then the other they were killer. They were so cool. And I was like, I want to do that. That looks fun. But I never wanted to like maybe get to that level.
When was the first time you like picked up an instrument? As opposed to just banging on pots and pans.
Well, I played piano a little bit, like when I was in high school, and never really clicked with my teacher. So I gave that up. But I've
never met a normal piano teacher. I'm just kidding. One of our mutual friends is a piano teacher, so I'm just talking shit.
She ain't normal. I'm just kidding.
To be fair, she's been on the podcast, and our listeners know she ain't that normal.
She's my energy twin.
We're talking about Therese Wicello, who
we love her.
previously been on the podcast, so y'all have been exposed to her wonderful quirkiness.
Yes. But yeah, she's actually the one that got me back into playing piano.
Therese.
Yeah.
We're skipping way ahead there, but I want to get there.
But I was 25 when I started, or maybe my first gig was on my 25th birthday.
So
I think I made like $10.
If you started loving music at such a young age, what do you attribute to the gap there? Like, why?
Self-confidence, for sure.
Yeah.
I was also like really shy. to put myself out there. Like
Yeah.
I was always very chatty. Don't get me wrong. Like I'll talk your ear off, but to put myself out there as a kid, I was like, I don't want to do that. So I think that was the main thing. Yeah.
So were you ever on like debate club, or you ever do any kind of public speaking or
No.
anything like that? But now you even do that as like part of your day job quite a bit.
Sometimes not as much with my position now, but I've had jobs where I worked at Mission San Luis and I was one of the interpreters and educators. So I got to talk to a lot of people, and that definitely helped like me just open up and be like, oh, cool. I can meet lovely people if I just say hi.
So you're 25.
Yeah.
And what was the turning point for you? You're like, I'm going to pick up.
Yeah. So I went to FSU, of course, because I'm a Tallahassee lassie. And I studied art history, and my time period was Italian Renaissance. So I was really fortunate and took out a student loan to go study in Florence.
Oh, cool.
And so when I was
did some
over
study abroad
there,
in Rome for just 10 days. But
Yeah.
it was great.
it's so cool. It's so cool. When I was over there, I would go see live music, and I don't know. I was away from this place that I had been my whole life, and like discovering new things. I was talking in a new language. And I think I was like, I could do that if I went home. I also had friends that were getting married, and I was going to write them a song and perform
Gotcha.
it at their wedding. I don't really know how that all came about, but it was around that time. And I was like, okay, this song it was sweet, but
A little
not
cringy, maybe.
good. Yo, so cringe. So cringe.
I only said that because you were literally cringing when
Yeah.
thinking about it.
It was the thought.
And I think one thing that's been talked about on this podcast quite a bit is you just got to do the thing.
Yeah.
Because the more you do the thing, like the better it's going to get. And like the first time you do the thing, it's probably not going to be great.
That's true.
But
if
you're
you
only going to get better by doing the thing.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's the truth.
So you're in Italy. Were you like there for a semester? Did you
Yep.
start learning an instrument there, or did you decide when you came back?
Yeah, I came back, graduated, started going up to the warehouse for open mic nights, and I was like, what? This is so cool.
Sorry, for some reason I thought your mic was off, and I was
Is
like,
my
"Oh,
mic
crap."
on?
No, it's on.
Okay. Yeah, so I just started going up to open mic nights and seeing like the music that was happening there.
Was this like at the warehouse?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And I got up my friend Jeff Callahan, Jeff with a G. He was hosting it at the time. This was before Doc, but just before. And he and I had started playing, like I was singing and he would play guitar. And so I went up there with him, and that's how it all started. I just got up my nerve one night to like sing. But I didn't play at the time. I was still learning. And so like meeting Jeff, he played bluegrass, and he would like on his porch on Thursdays, he and two buddies would get together and just drink natural lights and play a bunch of songs. And that's literally how I learned to play guitar. I would just go hang with them on Thursdays.
Nice.
Drink way too many shitty beers.
Yeah, that's the thing about Natty Light is like you can drink way too many of them, but it's not because you get like too drunk. Like
Right.
it's just
It's because you're trying to.
exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
how many more of these crappy things?
Yeah. When did you form your first band?
Let's see. Probably sometime around 2001.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was Blue Moon. And
Was it before 9/11 or after 9/11?
It was, good question. Don't know. I think before.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably started playing.
I just feel like that's such like a turning point.
Yeah.
That everybody remembers where they were or whatever.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like that kind of.
Yeah, but I think maybe 2000, 2001, approximately.
And
It was called Blue Moon,
Blue Moon.
and we played really only one place except for all the benefits in town. And that was Posey's, which is not here.
I
and
remember
it's
that
gone.
place,
Yeah. That was fun. We would play there.
Were you playing covers mostly at that point?
Yeah, mostly covers, a few originals. I had a few. We put out a CD, and it was, I think, mostly originals.
For our younger listeners, CDs are compact discs. They're like a circular piece of plastic that's shiny on one side.
They're going to come back. Don't worry. Because at some point, the streaming platforms are going to be like,
It's already starting to
So
happen.
just go ahead and get those
sales
CDs,
are
kids.
coming back, actually, right now as we speak.
I called it.
Yeah, no, they
Like
are.
right this
physical,
second.
Physical media in general is coming back, but
I think, like house concerts and things where people can be like more communal. That stuff's coming back too, because people are just like, they're too alone. They don't want to be alone anymore.
Yeah, but then you go out for an hour, and then you're like, maybe alone isn't so bad.
Going back up. Fuck you guys. I've had enough.
As a teenager, what were you listening to? What were your
Oh my God. I was so, like, basically all the, like, 80s, 90s R&B.
Okay.
Like, I was really into, even before that, I was really into, like, oldies, because that's what my parents on Saturday, they would have, like friends
doo-wop
over. Yeah.
Okay.
Temptations, the Commodores, Four Tops, the Beatles, but the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
My dad was, like, more Beach Boys versus Beatles.
That was like a real rivalry for a while there. That I think
He
the
never
Beatles,
was like, fuck the Beatles, but he was just like, he didn't have a lot of their music.
And I don't know if it was so much with their fans, but they were in Brian
yeah.
Wilson and the Beatles, they were in competition with each. Like when I think
It was,
Beach Boys heard Sgt. Pepper, and that's what inspired Smile and
there's a really great movie.
or Pet Sounds. I
Yeah.
think is what they were. Yeah.
There's a really great movie. I think it's called Into the Canyon, maybe. I'm not sure, but it's about that whole scene in Laurel
cool.
Canyon in California.
Oh, cool. I'll
Yeah.
check that out.
Yeah.
I love the.
They
the
referenced that, actually. And it
Okay.
wasn't as much as a rival that I remember it being more like, holy shit, Brian Wilson wrote a song based on this song, and they were like amazed by it, but I don't know.
I think it was like a friendly rivalry, but they were definitely like trying to outdo each other.
Yeah, because
you
they
know?
were both pushing the limits.
Yeah. I love that biopic about the Beach Boys with Paul Dano and John Cusack, where Paul Dano plays young Brian Wilson and John Cusack plays like older Brian Wilson.
I know the one, but I haven't seen it and know which one you're talking about.
Oh, it's so good. We should watch it sometime.
Okay.
It's one of my I get
should
really
watch
snobby.
it and podcast it, and then we can do like that thing.
MST3K it. Yeah, I don't know. It's so good. It would be really hard. Like it would just be us being mean to Brian Wilson for 2 hours.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, but I did get to see the Beach Boys
Ooh.
with Brian Wilson once.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
It was cool. Yeah.
I never saw the Beach Boys.
They had some younger guys like backing them up to fill in the gaps.
What
but
year was that?
Like 2010, 2011.
Okay.
It was like after Smile got completed and released, and he got like freed of his conservatorship, and yeah. So it was pretty late, but not like the last few years of his life either. It was
Gotcha.
It was like after he got saved and rescued from his crazy manager, and that's what that movie is all about.
Wow, I'll have to watch it.
It's really good.
Is-
Elizabeth Banks is
Is
fantastic in it.
Cusack, was he the manager?
No, Cusack is Brian Wilson, but old Brian Wilson. And Paul Dano is young Brian Wilson, and
Gotcha.
it cuts between the 60s and like the 2000s.
Wow.
And it's so good. And I get really snobby about music biopics sometimes, but I love that one. That one's really good. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but
I'll look it up.
yeah, it's whatever. It's
We're going to watch it and
It's-
podcast it.
great. It's great.
And what did you say, MTXL?
MST3, Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yes.
MST3K. I don't know about the... We'll definitely watch it. The rest is to be determined.
You can't even say it. We're not doing it.
You mentioned briefly just a few minutes ago, it sounds like you never really wanted to be like a famous musician. It's not like you were like, I didn't want to be that.
Yeah, not like on television. I really like the camaraderie of playing music with other people. And like I've done meditation and been in the same room with other people also meditating, and it felt like just a little bit more.
I gotcha.
Like the whole experience gets lifted because everybody is like working towards like a
So do you like playing
Single
live or recording more?
live.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, for sure. And I love playing for kids. It's so fun.
Let's talk about the Kids Music Camp for a minute.
Yeah.
Because we just had an episode about that.
Awesome.
And
That's right.
And I think
You
I'm
were
actually
there.
going to put this one out immediately after that. So
Cool.
just because you've been an instructor there as well, but I knew we
Yeah.
were going to be sitting down for a long talk, so we didn't talk there. But little did you know, Kelly was off camera the whole time. And right there.
Those are my rabbit ears. I'm just kidding.
How did you get involved with that?
Through Elizabeth Fravel. Yeah, she invited Jillian Canning, to go. We all play in a trio, the Dolce Trio, together, and she has been an instructor there for, I think, 16 years.
16
a very
years is
long
what
time.
she said, yeah.
And
I was just editing the episode last night, so it's fresh.
And the New 76ers, which is my other trio, had played there like probably 15 years ago. Like it was a long time ago. And we just never went back. I think my daughter was probably 5 at the time, and she's awesome. But she was a lot to wrangle as a 5-year-old.
No, we started talking about Israel, so we just had to skip right over that. And so
not be fun
your
for
daughter was a lot to wrangle.
Yeah, so we just never got really involved when she was young, but she's older now, and so is my son. He's going to be 13 in January, and he doesn't like to go with me either to kids camp.
It's
like,
hot.
It's hot. Yeah, it is hot.
I've been, and I love it, but it's also, it's like they give you all the weekends.
It's
that
no one really wants. Yeah.
Let's be real. I was gonna put it a little bit more diplomatically, but that's fine.
It's still
at the most cost-effective weekend. They put you all in the most cost-effective
Yeah.
weekends.
Yep. But they give us 3 a year, which is awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And I've been there when it's super cold too. It's not always super hot.
Yeah.
I've had to put a space heater in my tent before.
I've been
Suwanee Kids
lucky,
Music
and I
Camp.
get to stay as an instructor in one of the
And the
houses.
cabins are also super available during the Kids
Yeah,
Music Camp.
That's
So
right. It's great. If anybody out there listening has kids ages like 4 to, I don't know, 17, that is
Yeah, I
just
think
to
they said
play.
6 to 16, but close enough.
Okay, yeah. So you don't have to have any experience really. They can just
Yeah.
come, and it's so fun.
And you've been teaching there for
Like a year and a half.
year and a half now.
This will be my second full year.
and you're like everybody else I talked to has been doing it a super long time.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
as somebody who's coming into it new, what's your experience been like?
Like family,
Yeah.
like just going to family.
When you knew a lot of the people
I
involved
did.
already.
Yeah, I did. And like some of my friends who were going just every once in a while are like, now they're like, we're committed. We're going to go every time. So that's really cool. But some of the people I didn't know, and I've made great friends that are now like in Valdosta or Jacksonville. And to me, it's like we can all just be kind and play music together. It doesn't matter where we live or work or what we think or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just about the music and the kids. And then at the end of the weekend, we have this concert, and they get to perform, and they feel like awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked a lot about that too.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to the new 76ers for a minute, because that band has been around off and on for 20 years.
Yeah.
But the first question I got to ask you, Kelly, why do you hate drummers so much? I'm just
Actually,
busting.
that's so funny that you say that. Because we used to have a rule that we would not play after a band with a drummer. It was like, sorry, we can't. The vibe is going to just like sink. It's going to go. It's not worth it. God, I don't know. I don't know why. We've played with Rio a couple times. He's played with us. I don't know. I think it's just easy as a 3-piece.
What I'm commenting on is the fact that none of her bands that I'm aware of have a
Has
drummer.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I did have one band that had a drummer, and that was awesome. It was called The Windfall.
Okay.
And it was me and Danny and Scott Campbell
Okay.
and Coleman Mackey on bass, and then Dave Kelce on drums.
Oh, Dave. I've known Dave a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. His dad was one of my professors.
Oh, sweet.
And then his band, God, what was this? There was this band that I absolutely loved of his.
Was it like the punk grass, like bluegrass?
Yeah,
it
what
was
was
like
the name of that?
Sin Demons or
Me and the Devil.
Me and the Devil.
Yeah, that band
They
fucking
were
ruled.
cool as
That
hell.
band fucking ruled. And I remember Dave broke his arm one time. and played in a cast one-armed. It was fucking awesome.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm sure I remember.
Dave is a badass.
He's so cool. I missed it.
So I feel like we figured it out. Once you worked with Dave Kelce, you were just like, I've peaked on drummers. There's nowhere to go but down.
But also,
No, you play primarily acoustic music.
yeah, and a lot of vocal driven, and so just using, I guess, that to drive the song rather than the beat. And sometimes too, I don't want to be like it's one more person, but it's one more person. We have this microphone that we use, and it's great for acoustics. But if we added a drummer in there, it'd be like, what the fuck? And to be fair, it only works great like in certain like situations.
Sure. And for all the folks out there who love drums, next week I'll be talking to exclusively drummers.
Ooh.
I'll be at a drumming competition. We'll make up for all the drum trash talking
I'm not
that we do.
against drummers. I'm pro drums. I love drums.
I don't know. I'm starting a rumor that you hate drummers.
No, I'm learning how to play the Irish drum right now, the bodhran.
Yeah. All right. Sweet. Who's teaching you how to do that?
YouTube.
Oh, okay. That sounded. The only I asked because it sounded like something Seep would teach.
Oh, maybe. But Patty League. Do you know him? He teaches at FSU. He knows how to play. I could probably get some lessons from him. He'd probably tell me, say, well, just go on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can learn.
Yeah. Don't waste my time.
And just exactly. I have a lot to do.
So, when did you start? I want to back up a little bit, actually, because I realized I missed a gap here.
Okay.
You go to Italy. You decide, I'm going to come back and start going to these open mics. And then all of a sudden, you're in a band and you're writing original songs. When did you first start writing songs? Was it because you were in a band, or did you start writing songs before you started performing, or?
Yes. I mean, it was the worst song ever. I'm not even going to try and replicate it. But when I was like in 5th grade, me and my best friend came up with this song, and we just...
Everybody's first song is the worst song ever.
Because my dad had a guitar, and I was like, oh, look, I can play. And she was like, let's make a song. And it was like...
I thought you said you weren't going to try.
Oh, I did say that. I lied. But we played it for like the whole, like the music class, because I had a great music teacher. And that was, I think, probably why I stopped writing.
So you wrote that one song and then you stopped writing?
Yeah, I really didn't write much after that.
And when did you start writing songs?
I think I was like...
on a regular basis?
Like 23, 24.
So you were writing songs, but too scared to play them out, and then you went to Italy.
No, I went to Italy first.
You went to Italy first. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. For some reason, I thought you said you were 25 when you went to Italy. I think you said you were 25 when you formed your...
Played my first gig.
Okay.
At Clyde's and Costello's.
So you had been writing songs, though, before you played your first gig. Did you play any of those songs your first gig, or did you only play covers?
I don't remember.
The reason I'm asking
it should be memorable. I do remember that Danny was there, and I was like, oh. he likes me. No, he doesn't. Because he had a girlfriend, but I was like, oh, anyway, sorry.
No, I think that's important because he's been a big part of your musical life.
Yeah,
and your creative life as well as your life. And I think it's important. Do you remember, did you and Danny just first connect over music?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I met him at the warehouse, also open mic, and he had a band. At the time, it was called Tanglewood, and they later changed it to Stillwood because they got sued by the Boston Symphony Orchestra. They're like, you can't use the name Tanglewood anywhere. So they were like, okay, fine, but we're Stillwood.
Oh. I remember Stillwood.
Yeah.
That's a funny origin to the name. I just recently had a band, 2 members of a band called the Arcs on, who Dan Auerbach's latest group is now called the Arcs. And they like worked it all out and everything was cool. So fuck the Boston Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm just saying, there's ways to work it out and everybody's okay.
It really is. Just don't come play in Boston. Come on.
It's not, who wants to, they won't even serve 2 beers at a time.
How many Mel's diners have there been? How many Mel's have opened diners all over the place?
There was Monks got sued. There was this place called Monks and they got sued.
What?
And they had to change to Wells Brothers because there's a Monks in Chicago. Yeah, anyway.
We're getting off track.
No, here's the
that's
thing,
just
though.
Me.
The common theme on this podcast.
Today, I was diagnosed. I was told after I'd taken the test, I was confirmed that I have ADHD. And I was like, thank fuck. I knew, but now I know.
Well, welcome to the club, Kelly. Hell yeah. We are, it always amazes. Like,
Try to keep me on track.
We all find each other, whether we've been diagnosed or not.
True. Yeah. It's true. And I believe fully that we are all on some spectrum. Whether you're over here, I just think we all are. We exist.
Humanity is a spectrum.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So don't be a dick. We just went off for 10 minutes.
No, I think it's actually important because like a common theme among almost every interview that I've had on here is that like corporate greed is usually the thing to blame for all of the bullshit.
Yeah.
And you, especially the bullshit when it comes to arts, but like all of it, really.
Pretty much every industry that you can think of has been created so that somebody can get rich. Like, literally. And that's capitalism, but like...
Late stage capitalism is a bitch.
Yeah.
But I wonder... This is not like a politics podcast, but... When I speak to somebody whose music is very political, we're going to talk about it a little bit, right? Like it's not like I try to hide my views or
right.
And I certainly wouldn't be platforming people that are like hateful or anything like that. My question is how over the last 20 years from when you started in the scene of music, how important is like having shared views become when it comes to collaborating with musicians? Because I imagine 20 years ago, it was probably a lot easier to collaborate with people that didn't agree with you on politically.
Yeah.
Even if you were doing political music, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I think just like in general, personally, I try to avoid people that I'm just like, there's just a level where I'm like, I can't fucking excuse that. I'm sorry. But I won't be a jerk about it. It's cool. I just will, I probably wouldn't work with them either way. And I've never been put in that situation. Actually, that's not true. Okay. In my job. Like in my day job.
That's a little different. That's like not a creative endeavor.
Yeah, but like in
putting your like.
And that's.
I think it's important to be able to work with people you don't see eye to eye with in those types of situations. But and you might work at a club where the owner is not whatever, but
I don't play at that club.
Like collaborating musically, well, maybe not. I don't know what club you're talking about, but
there's a specific one. I don't play there.
What name names? I don't give a fuck.
The Jam or the House of Music.
Oh, House of Music.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't agree with the politics, and it's a beautiful room. It could be more, but...
Yeah, no, I mean, it's... I've never seen a memorable show there.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
I can think of one, but it was Catherine's Memorial. Or, like her last show. That was the only one.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Her memorial was at the Legion, but
That's right. Yeah, but she was still. There was like a fundraiser for her
oh, I see.
before she passed,
I
and that was
somehow
the
did not-
last.
was not aware of that.
Anyway, yeah.
And we've talked about
So
Catherine
there's
a
just-
lot on this podcast
there-
before too. So
Yeah.
Elizabeth has talked about her and the folk opera and everything
Yeah.
that's come in. But she was a big part of your musical life. I'm gonna try and reconstruct where we are so far and get back on track because this is
Worst.
squirrels chasing squirrels here. And it's not just you. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, what? Nut? Huh? I'm just kidding.
So you're writing songs, but you're not playing them. And then you play your first show at 25, and Danny's there.
He comes to support.
When do y'all form a band? Do y'all start dating before you form a band, or do you form a band before you start dating?
Yes, we started dating,
Okay.
and then he joined the band, basically.
And he joined.
He joined Blue Moon.
Okay.
Yeah. We were all friends, though. Like, we all hung out at the warehouse on open mic night and knew each other and would pick on the porch, that kind of thing. But that was, yeah, when we started dating, that's when he joined.
Gotcha.
Yep. And then my brother joined after that.
And then you kicked everybody else out?
No, actually, what happened was...
Because the new 76ers as it stands now is your brother, you, and Danny.
Yep. And it was from that, like when Blue Moon basically lost our gig at Posey's because it got washed away.
You had like a residency type thing there?
It was like once a month or something. Like we really didn't play out. We just would play on the porch and we'd play at Posey's. That was it. They fed us and they let us drink for free for 4 hours. We had a 4-hour time slot. Can I get one of those too? Oh, thank you. Yeah, so Blue Moon, we stopped playing at Posey's because of Hurricane Dennis came through and it took out a lot. It took out that whole restaurant.
That was a long time ago.
It was, yeah.
And so Blue Moon stops playing. You form the new 76ers.
Yeah.
And how many records has the new 76ers put out over the years?
So we have two full length and then 2 or 3 EPs. And then we've been on some other compilations and supported like Grant Peoples on some of his stuff.
So do you remember some of the songs that you were playing back in that time period? You want to play one?
Yeah, I still play them still. Not all the time, but yeah.
Let's hear one.
Okay. I
You
write.
want to talk about it first a little bit?
Sure, I'll talk about it. It's called To Be Young. And I wrote it in an elevator. And then I was like, I better write this down before it's gone. It's called To Be Young. And it's just at the time I didn't feel very young. I had young children. And I was like I'm still always tired. But I was really tired then. and so it was just kind of like daydreaming about, youth well spent, I think. So here goes. Got a damn good life, yeah, it's laissez-faire. Got a pretty good job, it might not get me nowhere, oh, get me nowhere. But I don't seem to care. But to be to be young. There's too much going on. I'm just breezing by. The time's never cut short. I can watch it fly. Oh, watch it fly. Then I'll say goodbye. But to be hold on just another day. You know that once in a while it's nice to get away, oh, get away. 'Cause I ain't got much to say, yeah. But to be young, oh, to be young, it's to be young, oh, to be young, yeah, to be young, oh, to be young. I got a damn good life, yeah, it's laissez-faire. I got a pretty good job, it might not get me nowhere.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. So, first question I have about that song.
Okay.
It seems like it might mean more to you now than when you wrote it.
Yeah.
Maybe like you relate to it more now.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I sing it different this time. It was
What
a
do you
little bit
mean?
slower.
Okay.
A little bit slower, so whenever I play slower or sing a little slower, I can get into the notes more
I
and
got
emote.
you. Yeah.
But that's one of my favorite songs I've ever written, for sure. It captures like just that period in time it's really sweet and special. But also, it's life. It's
Just yeah.
and
yeah.
if it's gonna fuck you up, I'm not gonna let it bring me down forever. You gotta get back up. I think overall, like that is like an overarching theme in my songs is hope and love.
What keeps you hopeful?
The kids, all the kids,
Even when you see their noses buried in their phones.
especially.
Are you worried?
Yeah.
About-
what they might see. There's some crazy shit out there.
So I feel like our youth has been like hijacked by billionaires. They're all slaves to their devices.
Yeah.
And we are too, but they always have been.
They don't know
They don't know any
a
different.
life without
Like,
an
we,
iPhone. My son
at
does
least-
not know a life without an iPhone.
And we're both like in this age period where like we remember like before the internet, but we
Right.
also are young enough to where the internet wasn't like this new fandangled thing that we didn't understand. Like we were very
That's
online too.
That's true.
What have you seen change in the music industry online? Other than like the obvious stuff that we've all seen, what have you seen like in as an artist, as an artist that's more on the local level, right? And I'm thinking about things like when back in the day, Facebook was like free advertising for people like you and me.
Yes,
Now,
still is, but like less
they
users.
hide it. They
yeah,
hide it. They hide that stuff unless you pay for ads.
yeah.
So like I'm sure you've probably noticed like a large dip in response to things like events.
Yep, that's
over the
true.
last 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, and the days of like free advertising on Facebook are really over. We remember a time without the internet.
Yeah.
Like we used to go out and play.
All damn day.
Yeah, even like when we weren't kids.
Yeah.
I would ride my bike as an adult even. And it's like slowly, it's like I can look back and it's like they slowly chipped away at all of these things, and they've commodified everything, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't just do any. Even hobbies are commodified now, right?
It's true. Everything.
And this all started with. I asked you what keeps you hopeful, and then you're like the kids, and I'm like, no, they're not okay. There's nothing to be hopeful there. This is
but
bad,
that's not true though.
no, I agree.
'Cause
But
my-
it's not their fault. Is my point.
No,
right?
I'm not saying that the kids don't have a lot of. Listen, we all got a lot of work to do to try and make things right.
Yeah.
Because I think there's that quote. I love it so much. I can't. It's not Toni Morrison. Oh my God. the heck is her name? I know why Cage Bird sings. You know what I'm talking about? Fuck. Anyway, the quote is, do the best you can until you know better. And when you know better, do better. And I have that quote on my desk, and I love it because it's like, you're not really responsible for the shit you get taught. But once you are taught or shown a way that is, okay, like, we don't hate. Everybody can agree on that. Even Christians. Even Christian nationalists. Wait, no, sorry. Their main leader just said that they can hate their enemies. Sorry. Just kidding. Okay, but most Christians agree you shouldn't hate other people.
I think that any Christian that's not a socialist isn't a real Christian. So I'll just leave it at that.
That's the thing, right? It's like taking responsibility. And I was taught that. And it's weird now because I have family that reinforce those ideas, and like we see so differently in terms of like how things should go or like who's okay to belong.
But most of the time that I find, and this is why people are like, oh, you should surround yourself with people that disagree with you and not isolate yourself. And I agree with that. But the limit for me is when you have like people making bad faith arguments.
Yeah.
And that has become the norm.
They don't have to be idiots. They can disagree, but they don't have to be like,
and that's the thing, is it comes down to misinformation. Now pretty much every single time, it's just like the misinformation is what's driving their narrative.
Yeah.
And
I do worry about that on my side too sometimes.
Should, absolutely.
I'm like, did I get the whole story? Do I actually know?
The Democrats have been, like, they're not just as guilty as the right, because they will still try to use minorities and struggling people as pawns by fighting for their rights instead of trying to take them away. Still just using them as pawns. They don't actually, because the only way to actually fix the problems in America are to disrupt the interests of capital. And Democrats won't do that.
Yeah, but people can grow food.
Even gardening is commodified. Everything was owned by some corporation at some point. And there's ways to, don't get me wrong, there's ways to avoid that. It's a lot of work that most people aren't willing to put in. And
then that's the thing is, so what then? What then? If nobody is willing to put the work in, then what happens? What happens to like the organization?
Do we deserve to be saved?
My family's going to love this.
The climate that we're in right now makes it really hard for us to not talk about some of these things.
I know.
But I'm also I really want to talk about you and
music.
Your experiences.
Okay. And let's get back to that, though. Let's get to that.
But I also understand that's not really separable for you.
Yeah, I wish it was.
And that's why I'm saying this to bring it all back together, to be like,
yeah.
As much as you can't not talk about it. What I do is I go write it, and I think you can too.
Yeah.
Because you go write a song.
Yeah.
I go write a joke.
Yeah.
But I think what I guess I'm getting at is the way I see all of this has played out is the corporatization of America, and the kids are the worst victims of it.
100%. I 100% agree.
And that's where I find it really hard to be hopeful for them, and not of any fault of their own. Partially our fault, right? Like we gave them iPads at whatever age and all that shit.
But here's the thing. Here's the beautiful thing that I do know about the human brain is it is always open. It's resilient and it's open to changing. You can like literally train your brain how to learn guitar at 25.
But you have to want to.
You have to want to. You have to want to.
And
you have to want all those things. It's work. It's like work.
And I think that kind of can bring us to our exit ramp on the politics, is that we're dealing with the most incompetent fascists ever. And they can get all these little bullshit cultural victories here and there. and it like gives blood to their bass, whatever. But they're still not improving the material conditions of anybody in this country.
No.
And so eventually,
they're taking it.
They're making it worse for everybody, including their bass.
Because let's be honest, who doesn't love a fucking shopping spree?
And
who doesn't? It's so fun.
I love going to the doctor and it being free. They're not improving the material conditions of anyone in this country.
Definitely not.
And eventually, like,
someone's going to be like...
It's going to... And I don't even mean eventually. It's already happening.
It's coming to a head.
When did you start writing political songs?
Probably as soon as... early. Like, it's pretty much right around the time. I think the most political song, or the earliest one that I wrote, was What the Wind Said. And it's off of the new 76ers CD called Superhighway.
Okay.
It's our first release. And I wrote that while working out at Mission San Luis. And it was during Bush W, during his term. But each, when there's a line that was like, they rule by fear, put him back in his chair, like no one sees and no one really cares. And so that was a line for W. And then when Trump came in the first time, I rewrote that line to say, they rule by fear and put a wig in that chair because of his grandiose toupee.
Yeah.
And I haven't rewrote it this time, but that was the first one that I wrote, and I love it. It's like one that still speaks to me. It's very much about just decimating the earth. And I had a friend who worked with me at the time. His name was Rabbit, and he was given that name from a Cherokee chief. This was like in a Native American ceremony, was gifted this name. Rabbit told me, he was like, listen to the wind. That's like the birds and the wind and the trees, it will talk to you if you listen to it. It carries messages on the wind. And I always loved that idea. So What the Wind Said is what I wrote about.
So the Tennessee River runs through Florence, Alabama, and Muscle Shoals and that whole area. And the Native Americans there said that the river would sing.
Always writing political songs, I think.
Do you, when you put out a record, do you have goals of it blowing up or getting popular, or are you just putting it out there?
Yeah. At this point in my life, I am.
But at one point, do you think you...
Maybe.
You were,
I think when I was younger, but...
Did you tour?
No.
Never?
Only once.
Yeah, I thought
we
you
only
went on
toured once.
Let's talk about that.
And then, but I had a 2-year-old at home and a 10-year-old. And my mom was stuck with them for a week. And she was like, you're never doing this again. And I was like, you're right. It sucks, man. We didn't have a fucking tour bus with a driver or a chef. You have...
The tour bus I can get behind. The chef seems a little
bougie.
I'm not even sure Jason Isbell has a chef on tour with him.
Dude, maybe not, because he has a bus with probably a full kitchen and shit. Maybe he can cook on there. I don't know. But it was just a week, and it was
chef.
I had to stay in the room with my brother and he's my husband now, but he loves when I call him that too.
Yeah.
Especially on podcasts.
Yeah, because you... At what point did you start branching out from the new 76ers into other bands? And because that band has been off and on for a long time, whether you and Danny were together or not.
Yeah.
So at what point did you start branching out? Because that was kind of your main vehicle for a long time.
For most of the 20 years, or I would say 17 years that I was fully married in a relationship. And we toured. I say we toured. We did tour. We would go like on little trips, like to St. Augustine or like Panama City for the weekend or like St. Pete, Tampa, that area. Mostly in Florida. But I guess it was around 2020. It was like basically when we separated and I was like, I don't want to play music with you right now. We need some time away from each other. And I know he felt the same way. And then
Is that when the Dolce Trio formed?
yeah. Elizabeth and Jilly and I just got together on the porch just to hang out. And we had never played music together, but I had wanted to play music with somebody new. I was like looking for new people, new friends, or I'd known them for a long time. We'd never like connected like that. And when we sat down on the porch, we would, after a beer or a glass of wine or something, and just take turns doing songs. And it was therapy. It was like comradeship, sisterhood. We all three have daughters about the same age. So yeah, it's been lovely.
Do y'all have plans to record, or are you recording now? Or
We are not recording now, but I'm currently working on a solo project that I started last August with Gatorbone Records down in Keystone Heights. And the new 76ers are going back Tuesday and Thursday of next week to cut more vocals on our third full-length record.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can we talk, and we can wrap things up here, but can we talk a little bit about what it was like and how the dynamics have changed from when you took that hiatus and you took some time off, you and Danny playing together, and how the dynamics have changed, and musically more than anything, right?
Yeah,
Like in the songwriting, I would assume that they're not the same as they were when y'all were married, but maybe they are. But the collaboration, and then also just like how, like, why was that even like a priority necessarily? I feel like a lot of people wouldn't.
What was a priority?
Getting back together as a band, because I feel like a lot of people would be like, oh, the marriage is over, so is the band.
Yeah, probably.
And so can you just talk a little bit about
for
like
sure.
What went into all that and the decisions to put out a new record and everything?
Yeah, okay. Like any relationship goes, like there's seasons, right? And so like when we made the decision to separate and definitely divorce, it's always been really important to both of us to remain as amicable as we can, and there's deep love there and respect primarily. And I don't think he wanted to either do anything to like
burn bridges.
Make it so like we can't be around our kids together. Like it was important that, and we had really good examples actually. His mom and stepdad split up but remained cohesive. And so that was always like an option for me. It was like, we could do that. And for a long time, I didn't think I could. But recently, I like invited his girlfriend and her kids over. And like we were all hanging out. And it was like this beautiful thing that my kids were happy with and her kids were happy with. And there wasn't like this.
Is how the band started to get back together, though?
No, not really. This is more recent. Sorry, I'll check. But the band, I never really wanted it to go away. That was always something I guess I didn't want to get too far down this road of like resentment or anger or whatever, that we couldn't go back to a musical place.
Gotcha.
Because that, I don't know what it is, but we all three of us agree it's something really special and sacred to the three of us.
Yeah.
That I think we will just always be linked in that way. And I think that is the main thing, is like none of us really want that to go away. At some point it will. At some point.
Yeah, everything does.
Yeah. So now it's just a little bit different. There's not quite as much collaboration as like we would write songs together, Danny and I.
Yeah.
But we don't do that as much now.
Right. It's more like you'll come in with an idea and you might add things to each other's songs.
Exactly.
But you're not sitting down and writing a song together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a song from that you're going to put on the new record you'd like to close us out with?
Yeah, I do.
All right, cool. It's been awesome talking to you, Kelly. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for indulging me in all my neural pathway diversions. Yeah, that it's natural.
Take us out, Kelly.
All right, so this song is, as I said, like some of the biggest themes I have are hope and love in my music, and this one is all about love and how I believe it will like help us just see a little bit like tomorrow will be a little more rosy. Do you know what it is? That question that you're too scared to ask yourself. See, I've been running scared for my whole life, wondering what will I do when I figure it out. And people, we're acting crazy. We've never been through times like these, and I know it's hard, but sometimes I know it can be so hard to feel like you can find some peace. But I know love will find a way. Love will find a way, yeah. You'll wake up and you'll find it's a brighter day, 'cause you know that love will find a way. Now we got to wake up now, my people of the world. There's so much work to be done. But if we can't stop and listen to ourselves and one another, I believe we can be as one. 'Cause I know love will find a way. Love will find a way, yeah. You'll wake up and you'll find it's a brighter day, 'cause you know that love will find a way. And you can try to keep it all inside. Lord knows it's the easiest thing to do. Or you can keep telling yourself those lies and pretend that they're not hurting you, but you know they do. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. 'Cause I know love will find a way. Love will find a way, yeah. You will wake up and you'll find it's a brighter day, 'cause you know that love will find a way. You will wake up and you'll find it's a brighter day, 'cause you know that love will find a way. I believe it too. I do. I believe it. Thanks, man.
That was my conversation with Kelly Goddard. I think we had like just an awesome time. I hope you enjoyed listening to it. I hope you enjoyed her songs. Next week, I'm going to Pyramid Studios for their Grooves for Good drumming competition. I'm talking to organizers at Pyramid Studios. It's a nonprofit that helps developmentally disabled people create art that they can then sell as an alternate to a traditional line of work. So it's a really cool organization. They had a drumming competition. I spoke to several of the contestants, several of the organizers. It's a really cool episode. I'm looking forward to y'all hearing it. In a couple of weeks, we got Taylor Hollingsworth on the show. I spoke to him last night, right before his show at the Blue Tavern. And we had a great conversation. I've also got Matthew Dudley, the tattoo artist, visual artist, coming on, an old friend of mine, coming on the show. We had a great talk as well. I've been recording a lot of episodes for you guys, so you got a lot coming your way. And then I've got still a lot of really cool interviews coming later this fall as well. So hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel. If you're not watching it this season, you're able to. That's all I can say. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.